Check this out. 1 Corinthians 3:12-17. Now, if anyone builds on this foundation with gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, straw, each one's work will become clear. The day will declare it, because it will be revealed by fire, and the fire will test each one's work of what sort it is, meaning quality. If anyone's work which he has built on it endures, he will receive a reward. If anyone's work is burned, he will suffer loss, but he himself will be saved, yet so as through fire. Do you not know that you are the temple of God, and the Spirit of God dwells in you? If anyone defiles the temple of God, God will destroy him. For the temple of God is holy, which temple you are. Catch this picture here from the eternal perspective. The temple is the template of who we are. The things that God instructed for the temple to be comprised of, to be fashioned, is of similar fashion as a picture of how we are comprised. Yes, it's not just utensils, it's not just bowls, it's not just incense, it's not just bread, it's not just curtains. They all are parallel materially of things that are spiritual. We are to be comprised of the things that fill the house of God, the things that we use, the things that are used to consecrate, which means to separate, which means to be made more like Him. We are to be comprised of the mirror image things that please God. There will be things as simple as behaviors and objects, but they all display our affection. These are aspects that describe our behavior and our composition before the Lord. The temple was built twice and it fell twice, not because of its composition materially, but because of what it was comprised of spiritually. In that is this reflection, the very word that we're not to live solely by faith and not to live solely by works, but together faith and works. The temples fell because they were just made up of the works. The faith should drive the works, and faith driving works equates to purity and things that will withstand fire if under fire, and not for the sake of making a show of it, but for the sake of eternity. And that is God's whole perspective always, eternity with Him. If under fire, then the eternal things are the things that will remain after all. The things that will please God are the only things that remain. That's because the things that please God, He receives back. It's His harvest. This is His harvest field, this earth, this time, and this life. Why did it fall? Disobedience, idolatry, perversion, and the like. You can look at it in Galatians chapter 5. These things consumed the people because of their likeness to the world. God showed them a template and a model and a modality for holiness, and they did not adhere their hearts to His holiness, and so there was only separation. The fading is always dying. And since death is the last foe for the Lord, ultimately as eternal spirits temporarily in this world, when the fire of His glory touches the things that are fading, we see then only the Spirit remains, only the eternal remains, and what is not of His Spirit cannot return to Him, and it will be cut off forever. The likeness to the world describes the nature of sin. The likeness to God describes the nature of God. The likeness of the world describes the nature of sin, the fading, the dying, the burdened, the oppressed. The likeness to God describes the nature of God. The nature of God dispenses the foundational framework for the temple. So out of freedom, out of liberty, the temple is now transposed to us by His Spirit. And we will fall and be destroyed if we live partially, if we do not live fully committed to holiness. Fire is going to come. It always does. And without the purity, without His nature, without His likeness emanating from us, the temple will get destroyed. My last thought here, I'll leave you with a consideration. We are the temple of the Holy Spirit. We are living in a place that was foreshadowed by an actual location and an actual construction. Now, my consideration then is, since we are living temporally and building eternally, that means there's yet another portion that we don't know. And here's my consideration. Build holy. Live holy. Because when we are with him, what we have built will become something eternally. And not for us, but for him, of course. But this too, this portion that we're living right now, that we are the temple of the Holy Spirit, we are his habitation, this is not the end either. This is another shadow of things to come. How wonderful is that? Thanks for sticking around, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.